Okay, we're back for our next experiment, which is called the fountain connection. And the fountain connection looks like this in your box. You will need this and two 1 liter soda bottles. Okay, and those are in your box as well. So let's get those out. And you're going to need to take one of the empty bottles and fill it 2/3 of the way with water. So for this experiment, that's what you'll need to do. You will need the bottles, the fountain connection, and one of those bottles with about 2/3 of the way full of water. All right, so here we go for our experiment. First, a little bit about the fountain. The fountain was invented more than 2,000 years ago by an inventor named Hieron from Alexandria, which was a city in ancient Egypt. Now, Alexandria is not one of the places 2,000 years ago that was like the up and mighty powerful country. It was not ancient Rome. It was not ancient Greece. It was ancient Egypt. Anyway, Hieron was the Thomas Edison of his time. He had many inventions. Some of the more popular ones that we know about through his writing included the vending machine, the steam engine, and even a 3-wheeled ancient robot. Now, this was all before electricity was invented, before the motor was invented, and Hieron, the great scientist of his time. All right, so now that we have all of our materials, we are ready to begin. Now, the fountain may seem similar to something called the tornado tube, which looks like this. Tornado tube allows you to take 2 bottles and make sort of like a vortex in your 2 bottles. Well, the fountain can do that, but it can also do a lot more. The difference between the two is that the fountain has 2 holes drilled into it, and the tornado tube only has 1. Okay, so to make your fountain, the first thing you're going to do after you get your water is you're going to need to find your fountain. Now, I have one sitting right here. It's going to look like this when it's all finished. Let's take a look and see how it works. I'm going to I'm going to place the fountain into this bottle, and in my bottle I've added a few ingredients besides the water. I added some food color so you can see it in this video, as well as some dish soap and glitter. And that's just to make it more interesting. Okay, so we're going to screw this fountain on here like this. I'm going to show you how to set it up in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about how it works. I have a little bit different bottle than you do. I took the top of my bottle and I cut it off. You do not need to do that. That'll just wind up being a big mess in your kitchen. So here we go. I have my cut bottle and I have my water in the top. And I took a lot of my water out from the bottle. It was originally 2/3 of the way full, but I poured it into a graduated cylinder because I want you to see what's going to happen here. Now, I'm going to have to hold this so that the video will pick it up. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to pour the water into here like this. And you can see that the water is shooting up through the tube. But how is this happening? What is causing this to happen? So the top of the bottle doesn't even have to be on there and it still works. And right now it's kind of like bubbling some dish soap through there as well. So what are the forces that are affecting it, and why is there a fountain that shoots water up? Well, we need to take a look at this and make some predictions and think about why it works. First, there's definitely gravity. Gravity is the force that holds us to this earth, and so when I pour my water in there, it's pulling that water down through the hole in the bottle. Any other forces? You might have guessed air pressure. In the bottle, when I pour water into the top, it takes up some of the space in the bottle, and it's pushing the air. That water is going down, down, down into the other bottle. There was a volume of air in the other bottle, and that air's got to go somewhere. As the water comes down into the other bottle, that air is pushed up. But there must be some other reason. You may have noticed, if you've taken apart your kit, that the tubes have these tiny little holes in them. And what happens here in our connection is that when the water is going down the tube, it forces when the water is going down in the bottle, it forces water into those little holes. Now the pressure that's coming up pushes that water right up through the top, and that's how it works. Not a bad invention for 2,000 years ago. So, to make your connection on yours, let's go over this. We need to find the tube and hold it up carefully to find those little holes. There should be 4 of them. And so what you're going to do is you're going to press it into one of the holes that's in the connector. Just enough so that those holes are right before the hole that you pressed it into. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Okay? And so what we want to do then is put them both on like that and test it out. There's no other way of doing it other than testing it out. So good luck with your experiment. On the back of your fountain connection, you will see some further directions and some interesting history about the science of the fountain. Good luck.